All right, I am about to say something potentially blasphemous, and I just want to warn you that I'm aware that it's blasphemous, but I'm only mentioning it because I'm going to want you to lean in and listen to this. I saw Alien for the first time ever, front to back, and it was the director's cut. I saw it in the theater, never seen it, just bits and pieces. I didn't like it. There, I said it. I'm sorry, I didn't like it. Were there parts of it I liked? Sure, yeah. I thought Sigourney Weaver was great. I do like some of the 80s campy things, but not always. And for some reason, I just did not. It was a long movie to get through, and maybe I shouldn't have seen the director's cut. Maybe that was the bad first choice. I can forgive not so great CGI in the Aliens at the time, sure. Probably ahead of its time, but I don't know. I kept looking at my watch for some reason. I just didn't find it interesting. I couldn't get pulled in. I thought I started to get into it towards the end. I'm not a fan. I probably won't ever watch it again. Now, I'm willing to admit that I'm wrong on a second viewing, and I'm willing to hear arguments below in the comments about how I don't understand anything about movies, or I don't understand why. I love Michael Biehn. I love Sigourney Weaver, and on and on. I'm not the biggest Bill Paxton person. I love Weird Science. Great in Weird Science. Tombstone, pretty good. I enjoy it. Tombstone's a classic. It's kind of a goofy classic, but it's a classic. I think it's not like The Godfather, nowhere near anything like that, or the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly trilogy, or anything like that. But I'm not a huge fan of Bill Paxton. Twister's okay, I guess, and that's probably blasphemy as well. I think Weird Science alone puts him in a okay. I'm okay with that guy, but sometimes there's things that happen in the 80s movies where it goes beyond being cult classic cheesy, and it's just not good. And to me, this was just kind of like a lot of like lock and load, cheesy lines. Sometimes, yeah, I'm all for it, man. But I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the mood I was in this day. I don't know. I think I should see it without not the director's cut. Normally, it's hard to say that because, it's their vision. But this is kind of a broader question. Are directors the best people to be editing their movies? Shorts, sure. But features, are they really the ones that should be editing it? It doesn't necessarily work that way. I mean, you'd think that it would, is my point. But I don't think that it does. And so is the director's cut, somebody can clue me in here, is the director's cut the one that he edits or she edits, they edit? Whatever, I'm going to go through all the conjugations. Or are they working in conjunction with an editor, but the director has to have all the final word on everything? Is that what a director's cut is? Whatever it is, it didn't work for me. And that's probably true of a lot of movies. If I had seen the director's cut of, sometimes it works. Blade Runner is like that. There's one of them that's better than the other, and I can't remember which one it is. But the director's cut of Alien, no thanks. I couldn't get into it. I'm sorry. I just was constantly feeling like I'm very aware I'm watching a movie right now about aliens. Very aware that they're trying to create a drama. I just couldn't get into it. It felt like it wanted to be Die Hard, and it just couldn't come anywhere close. Now, Die Hard, that's a movie I'll stand behind, but Alien, not so much. So kind of disappointing because I was expecting a lot from it. I have this beautiful theater next to me or close to me, and I go there and they show all these vintage films, and I'm seeing all these great movies, and they're David Lynch fans, and they love the experimental in addition to the goofy classics. So I thought, well, I don't want to be the only person who hasn't seen the Alien director cut in the theater. I'm going to go watch it. Boy, it was slow going. And it was long, brother. It was long, and sister. So if you're unsure, think of this as a warning potentially. Maybe go on Reddit first and talk to those nerds or the people who are going to comment below, because I'm not going to try to pretend that they don't know what they're talking about, but you might want to seek out some opinion as to whether to go to see the director's cut or whatever was cut for theaters originally, because I think if I had seen a shortened version of this, I might have been into it more. And it's strange because even though I haven't seen all of these movies, Aliens, I don't know how many there are, but I actually enjoyed Prometheus and I enjoyed Alien Covenant. I think Prometheus is part of this. Like, I'm just talking about movies here. I'm not into the folklore or the mythology, and I'm not writing down all of the character arcs and whatever. Like, so if Prometheus is not part of this, I apologize. But I enjoyed it. And Alien Covenant, also enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Michael Fassbender, yes, very good. But I'll probably never watch Alien again. I just won't. Sorry. If I do, definitely won't be the director's cut. But I'm not going to go out of my way to watch this. So I don't really talk about movies I don't like. If you go through this channel, you usually see almost everything are movies that I like, which people maybe sometimes think like, oh, he never says anything bad about a movie. Why would I talk about a movie I don't like? I just brought this up because I was kind of surprised that it had such an impact on society, it felt like, and like film and movies. And I'd been hearing about it for decades and decades. I was just kind of surprised that I didn't really like it. So maybe there's somebody out there that has a similar experience. I tried to look this up on Reddit threads, and if it came up, it didn't seem like a lot of people who shared my opinion. Maybe I just need to watch it again. Sometimes that definitely happens. But yeah, that was my takeaway from Aliens in the Theater 2025. What do you got?